Hi there, and welcome to RAPS. What's the problem segment on depression? This is part two of a three-part series on this topic. So, in part two, we will discuss or share key symptoms that can lead to depression. There is no single set of symptoms that prove a person has depression because depression can affect people differently. However, mental health professionals commonly look for several key symptoms. When a number of these are present most of the day, nearly every day, and for at least 2 weeks, depression may be present then. And this is what you should take note of as far as depression is concerned. Do you know of a loved one or friend or colleague who has been showing a number of the following symptoms every day for at least 2 weeks, or you yourself? Then there is a high chance that that person or you may be going through depression. Now let me share 7 common symptoms. Number 1, persistent sadness or low mood. It's like feeling down, empty, hopeless, or tearful much of the time. Some people describe it as a heavy emotional weight that never seems to lift. Number 2, loss of interest or pleasure. No longer enjoying activities, hobbies, relationships, or things that once brought joy to you. Number 3, changes in sleep. Sleeping much longer than usual or struggling to fall asleep and staying asleep. Early morning waking can also be a sign. Number 4, changes in appetite or weight. Significant increase or decrease in appetite. Unintentional gain weight or gain loss. Number 5, fatigue or loss of energy. Feeling exhausted even after resting. Everyday tasks seems overwhelming. Number 6, difficulty thinking or concentrating. Trouble focusing, making decisions, remembering things, or following conversations. Number 7, feelings of worthlessness, excessive guilt, or hopelessness. Harsh criticism, feeling like a burden or believing there is no hope. Other symptoms can include the following: restlessness or slowed movements, irritability, especially in men and some younger people, social withdrawal, thoughts of death, self-harm, or suicide. There are also certain individual types that can be more prone to depression than others. Depression can affect anyone, but research has identified certain personality types or traits, life circumstances, and biological factors that can make some people more vulnerable than others. Vulnerability does not guarantee that a person will become depressed. It simply means they may be at higher risk when facing stress, loss, trauma, or prolonged hardship. So the following are the personality types that could be more prone to depression. Number 1, people who are highly conscientious and responsible. These individuals often carry heavy burdens for others. They set very high standards for themselves. They feel responsible for everyone's well-being, and they struggle to rest or accept their limitations. When things go wrong, they may blame themselves excessively and feel they have failed. Number 2, perfectionists. Perfectionists tend to set unrealistic expectations. They fear failure. They focus more on mistakes than successes, tie their worth to performance. Because perfection is unattainable, they often live with chronic disappointment and self-criticism. Number 3, highly sensitive and compassionate people. People who feel deeply the pain of others, the injustice in the world, broken relationships, personal losses. Their empathy is a gift, but without healthy boundaries, they can become emotionally overwhelmed. And number 4, people who tend to overthink. These individuals often replay conversations repeatedly, analyze every mistake, worry about future possibilities, struggle to switch off their thoughts. Psychologists calls this rumination, and it is one of the strongest cognitive predictors of depression. Number 5. People with a history of trauma or loss. This includes childhood, neglect or abuse, loss of a parent, serious betrayal, major life crisis. Past wounds can make a person more susceptible to depression later in life, especially during periods of stress. Number 6. Isolated individuals. Humans were created for relationships. And these are people who lack close friendships, family support, meaningful community. These are generally at greater risk for depression. Number 7. Those with a family history of depression. Depression can run in families. Genetics do not determine destiny, but they can increase susceptibility. A person may inherit a tendency towards depression, just as they may inherit a tendency towards physical illnesses. People going through prolonged stress. Number 8. Examples include caregivers, executives, leadership, those who are under financial pressure, individuals caring for sick relatives, people living with chronic illnesses. Long-term stress can gradually wear down emotionally and physical reserves. An important observation is this. One common misconception is that depression primarily affects weak people. In reality, many who struggle with depression are often highly responsible. They are also deep thinkers, compassionate caregivers, strong achievers, faithful servants. Sometimes the very qualities that make a person effective in life and ministry can also make them vulnerable if they carry burdens continuously without adequate rest, support, and renewal. So in summary, the people most vulnerable to depression include the following: perfectionists, highly responsible individuals, sensitive and compassionate people. Number 4, chronic overthinkers. Number 5, those with trauma histories. Number 6, socially isolated individuals. Number 7, people with a family history of depression. And number 8, those who go under prolonged stress. The strongest pattern researchers see is not weakness, but a combination of vulnerability, stress, loss, and the way a person processes life difficulties. With this, we end part 2 of RAP's ministry segment of What's the Problem on Depression. Tomorrow, we are privileged to have Miss James, a trained professional counselor for children and adults, to share with us. Don't miss it. The next video will be uploaded at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So remember, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., part 3 of this mini-series, the concluding part of this mini-series on depression. Thank you so much, and God bless you.